All right, so we got this electric lawnmower to run.
Yeah, this thing worked great.
Battery power is getting a little low. Time to recharge it.
All right.
Next to Now You Know. All right, so Mr. G, battery power is getting a little low. We want to top it up. So, I mean, we have this charging cable, right, that came right from our from our BMS.
It's on the C.
Cool, so I'll just plug this right into the wall.
Whoa, you can't just plug that in.
Oh, right, volts.
Yeah, too many volts, and also AC versus
AC,
DC.
DC, gotcha.
Yeah, remember the band.
Good thing they made that band, otherwise no one would have ever heard or figured out AC and DC. How are we supposed to charge this guy?
Okay, so if you know your pack voltage, all you need is a charger that has a voltage that's slightly higher. Think about your car battery is 12.7 volts, and your alternator puts out about 14.
Okay.
So it puts out a certain amount of voltage, and then it rises up to that when you're full.
All right, so do we have anything to charge this with?
Yeah, I got a charger right here. I think we took this from one of your scooters, right?
Oh.
Looks like a laptop charger.
It does. Now,
it's just a brick.
Okay.
With, this plugs into the wall.
Now, wait a minute. This says 54.6 volts. This is a 48-volt pack.
Oh, no.
What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
What, are you trying to blow
I am
this
crazy,
thing up?
But Jesse, it's 48 volts in nominal, which means in name only, right? It's actually, I think, 54 volts. And so the fact that this is high, this is the top, that means at the top charge for each cell, if each cell gets to 4.2 times the amount of cells you have, it'll come to about 54 volts.
So 4.2 times 13 is 54.6. And that is exactly what this is putting out.
That's perfect.
So this is exactly the charger that we want. And
This
it's
is the
putting
one.
out 2 amps. So nothing too crazy. It's going to slowly charge up the pack.
Right, so remember when we were discharging, we were pulling about between 14 and 20 amps. Sometimes we went up to 23. But when you're charging, you want to charge it a little bit slower, and so this only puts out 2 amps, so it's just going to charge it up like that.
And so the amps is going to get distributed across the parallel. So the 2 amps is going to get divided by the 4P that we have.
Yeah.
So each cell is going to be seeing about half an amp.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a pretty reasonable charging rate because that's below 1C.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice and easy for these
Right.
cells. All right, cool. And so how long will it take to charge?
Okay, so that depends on how many amps we've already used or how many watts we've used.
So this is actually where amp hours comes into play.
Right.
Finally, we get to use amp hours. The worst, in my opinion, the worst electrical, nomenclature, because this is the only thing that it's useful for.
Right.
Is we have 2 amps and we have a 10 amp hour pack.
Yeah.
Because there's 2.5 amp hours cells in 4 parallel. So you take the 10 divided by 2, you get 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it should take roughly 5 hours to charge from empty.
Right. I mean, that kind of makes sense. It's not putting a huge load back in and it's going slow. You could always charge faster with a different charger, but then you're dealing with heat and whatnot.
All right, so I just...
Whoa.
What?
No.
Just plug it right in, huh?
No.
What's wrong with that?
We got to cut, so there's a positive and negative,
Okay.
and we're going to have to cut the head off.
So I guess we're not charging that scooter anymore, huh?
No, sorry.
The only way to do it.
Sacrifice it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is where we, don't try this at home. By the way, it's unplugged. Safety. Ready?
Yeah. Do it!
Ooh, there we go. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is one of the things that you're not supposed to do at home, right? Got bare wires, we're gonna plug it into the wall. All right, so this is taking 110 AC power from the wall, converting it into 54.6 volt DC power. So this is kind of like the opposite of what we were doing the other day with the inverter, where we took DC and converted it to AC.
Yeah.
Now we're taking AC, converting it to DC. Rock on.
Yes. And we can test it with our voltmeter. So we can attach our voltmeter.
All right, so let me pull off our
Yeah.
voltmeter here.
Okay.
Here you go.
Should we take this out so we can...
Yeah.
All right, so here.
So
Yeah.
first test it without any power.
Okay, so here we go. We're attaching it to the negative and the positive. Okay.
Nothing. Okay, that's good.
Right. Nothing.
Do you want me to plug it in with you holding it?
Yeah.
You sure?
I guess. Go for it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Ah! Nah, it'll be fine.
There we go.
There you go.
54.5 volts.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to unplug it for safety.
Yeah.
Now we got to hook it up. How are we hooking this up, Mr. G?
Okay, so what we got to do is we got to connect to the negative side.
Mm-hmm. And this goes back to the charging part of the BMS. And
Yeah.
so this is going to help charge each of the cell groups independently of each other.
You know what's cool is that, Jesse, remember the lights?
Yeah.
So what happens is when it's fully charged, all those little lights will light up. That means that they're all at the top.
Okay, so we're going to connect the positive here
Yeah.
to the positive of the battery terminal,
Yep.
and then the negative to the negative charging
Yeah.
from the BMS.
So positive.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just do this.
Okay.
Done. That was easy.
That's the positive connection, and then this is
And
the
then this is
negative.
Have it go. Oh, perfect. Ooh.
Ooh.
Is it on?
No.
Okay.
Is it
Whatever.
shorting?
No. Yeah.
So now we're going
Do
to
it.
charge.
Okay, so let's test it. Okay, you hold this like this, and I will get everybody together.
I don't think you're going to be able to do it.
No, you're right. Okay, so stick this guy in here.
Yep.
Done. And stick this guy in here. Done.
Okay.
And then what do you got now?
46.6.
Okay, now plug it in. There. It's
47.
charging.
So it's charging.
It's charging.
That is the sketchiest thing I've ever seen. So if we were to
What? There's nothing wrong with this.
So if we wanted to do this in a much less sketchy way, basically what we would do is we would find the female version of this.
You know, you've said sketchy a few times.
This
This is
is-
the first time that I'm with you on that.
This is pretty sketchy. We're charging the battery?
Well, here's how you know.
Okay.
All right, Jesse, I know you're looking at this going, no way this is working. Here's how you know. Okay, let's get the voltmeter right next to your plug.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and unplug it. Okay, you see that?
So
That's what's in the
46?
battery right now.
46.
Yes.
And it should be, this is a 48 pack, but it goes up to 54.6.
Right.
Okay.
So now when we apply, there, now it's syncing with the charger. The charger's gonna try. Now watch that 8. I'm gonna predict, boom, see it's moving?
Yep.
It's moving up to 9. I'm gonna predict in the next 30 seconds, you're gonna see this go from 47.9 to 48. But we gotta wait.
Okay.
So chill out. Waiting music. Waiting music. Oh, I did it!
Wait. Oh, it went back.
Ah!
Oh.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Hey!
Why is it doing this? Why is it jumping
Because
between?
it's just on the edge, man.
It's on the edge. There it is.
And it's digital. It's like, you know. Oh, look. There you go.
48 volts.
And then if you waited another minute, it would have been 48.1. So it's going up.
Okay. But now my question is,
And I'm actually warming up now.
that's good. Now the question is here,
freezing. Yeah.
to make this a little bit less sketchy,
What's wrong with this?
well, what we could have done
Yeah.
would be to run another positive terminal
Yeah.
off of the battery, hooked it up to a female version of this,
Oh, yeah.
hooked up the charging cable from the BMS to a female version of this.
Yes.
And then we could have just nicely plugged them in and been charging.
And
And that's the exact same thing that happens when you plug in anything from your phone to your laptop, to your electric scooter or electric bike, or even kind of electric car.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be safe with this stuff, but if you look here, you see what we did was the motor is disconnected.
Yes.
And we added these. These are I bought these and added it to the equation. This is not what came with it. And what it is, Jesse, is that these are called Anderson connectors. But you don't have to use those, and you don't have to use this. You just need some way to safely click in and click out of your connections.
Okay.
Definitely, this is just temporary to test it.
Yes, so that
And if you-
works.
and look, we're getting up to the 48.1.
So it's actually charging.
It's charging up.
And so this should take we estimated about 5 hours from empty.
Yeah, check this out. We could check the amps.
Oh, all right. So let's do that.
First thing you gotta do,
So, all right.
when you're doing DC, you gotta make sure you're on DC, Jesse.
Which we...
And just see, does it say DC?
Oh, it says DC
And
right
then-
there.
Okay, good.
And now I'll hit 0
Hit
to zero it out.
Is it clear?
Yep.
Okay, now check it. What do you got?
I got 2.
2 amps? Exactly?
It's like we knew what was going to happen because we read the thing. And it's not lying to us.
I can't handle that. I can't believe...
How cool. It's really nice because here's the thing, right? This feels like nothing.
Yeah.
When you hold out your finger, it's like...
Ah!
What were you expecting to actually have happen?
Yeah.
In all of this, with the connecting of the batteries and stuff, sometimes they'll spark. And that
Yeah.
makes you think like, all right, something's happening. But right now, nothing's doing. It's not.
Yeah, you don't hear
You
anything.
don't hear anything.
You know,
you
kinda
don't
like-
see anything. There's no moving
Yeah.
anything.
Hello? Ooh, actually you can hear it.
You can hear it?
Ooh.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can hear it.
So this is the only sound that we're hearing.
Right.
And I mean, if I put this over here, you don't see anything because we need one leg.
So yeah, if you have, it's going and returning, so
Yeah.
it's canceling out.
So, but that's crazy. So it's all working.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part for me as a human
Yeah.
is that I can't see it.
Yeah.
Because as a human, I'm used to, oh, water, move.
Yeah.
The rock, big, heavy, move. I'm used to thing grow, thing move, thing change. This, it's just sitting there.
And it's just math. You can do all the calculations.
It's all this math, and I'm so glad that people actually figured it out. So let's just see here. So we've got the volts, 48
Yeah.
volts right now.
Okay.
And then when I hook onto this, I get 2 amps.
2 amps.
So 48 times 2
Okay.
is 100 watts,
About. Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
We know that our pack is roughly 500 watt hours.
Right.
Again, 5 hours to charge.
It all works out.
Right. So the only advantage, I'm going to just come back to this amp hours thing. The only advantage of amp hours
Yeah.
is that we don't have to know the volts.
That's right.
You didn't have to go to the step of measuring the volts, but it's much more accurate to get the watt hours. All right, so we're charging the battery pack. We're ready to do it again. We're ready to go mow the lawn again after we, again, charge up the pack.
Look, we made some gains already.
Look at that, we're at 48.2. And in a few hours, we're gonna be back up to 56 volts.
So Jesse, what's the next project?
We are gonna convert a ride-on mower. We're gonna convert it into an electric tractor.
Whoa.
So
cool.
that is going to be our next project.
Jesse, that's kind of like a vehicle. So this is not a vehicle. This is more of like like a power tool machine, right? And so if you're doing a ride-on lawnmower, what that's leading towards is a four-wheeled vehicle, almost like a car.
Right. It's going to be a small, not very fast, no safety feature car.
Yeah. So that's the idea, right? Is you're leading up to a vehicle.
Yes.
And these are all the stepping stones. Same bits and pieces, battery management, adapter plates, couplers,
Motors.
motor choices, motor placement,
Wiring.
monitoring, wiring, fusing, all the things that go into this is what goes into a car.
So we're just working our way up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button because, again, we're going to be doing more of this crazy stuff.
Yeah, follow along because we're going bigger.
Thanks so much for watching. Now you know.
Now you know.
Thanks for watching. Join us next time as we continue our adventures on the Conversion Garage.